Obi-Wan Kenobi's final installment is finally here, and boy did it deliver. This sucker is packed with Star Wars Easter eggs and references. For the love of the rebellion, heavy spoilers ahead. You have been warned. And if you want to watch Obi-Wan Kenobi yourself, hit the exclusive link in the description. That is our gift to you, my friend. From Hermit Meat Mincer to Restored Jedi Master, this series has been an incredible ride. Episode 6 caps it off nicely with a long-awaited re-rematch between Darth Vader and his former master, providing some much-needed closure to a very troubled Obi-Wan, and culminating to the safe return of Leia to Alderaan, as well as a possible redemption arc for the third sister. Part 6 also shines a bright light on a young Luke Skywalker, and we see the tension between Obi-Wan and Owen Lars begin to soften. The early buds of the rebellion are sprouting, my friends. This episode is rife with famous quotes, familiar faces, and a few reframes of classic Star Wars moments. So let's dive deep into the Obi-Wan Kenobi finale. I'm Joey C. Let's go! Like in previous episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, we see some recognizable figures in the background. Any given shot of a crowd in any Star Wars project typically contains a few familiar beings, whether it be an iconic droid model or an instantly recognizable alien. The finale of Obi-Wan features Jawas, an R5 astromech droid, a member of the Nikto race, and one of Obi's friendly mount species, the EOP. Such cute little things. And when Uncle Owen is attempting to hide his famous nephew, Luke Skywalker, he alludes to the dangers of farm raids by the native Tusken Raiders. Probably more believable than an angry evil space wizard having it out for him. When Obi-Wan Kenobi's finale episode catches up with the Path's escape ship, we see Darth Vader's Star Destroyer,
the Devastator.
What a killer name, in hot pursuit of the Jedi and his desperate companions. We notice that the shot of the Star Destroyer creeping into frame pays homage to the iconic opening of Star Wars A New Hope. While there are many homages to the OG trilogy in terms of shots, this one feels special since the anxiety of the Empire's most famous Sith Lord looming over our heroes is incredibly nerve-wracking. While making their daring escape on said ship, Obi-Wan gives Leia a blaster holster previously worn by Tala. This could be the very same holster Leia wears in the 2019's canon Star Wars Age of Rebellion comic book. It also cements her classic hipfire marksmanship that carries on throughout the series. Now what's really adorable is the young princess using it to house her droid Lola at the end of the episode. It makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside. When Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru learn that Reva is on the hunt for young Luke, they jump into action and store him out of sight. In the face of danger, a brave Luke proclaims to Beru, "I'm not afraid."
I'm not afraid.
I know.
This line perfectly mirrors the scene in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke showed some of that trademark Skywalker fearlessness to Yoda during their training on Dagobah.
I'm not afraid.
You will be.
Fortunately, Aunt Beru doesn't answer back like Yoda does. Might have been a little too intense for a child.
You will be.
Things are getting real personal as Obi-Wan and Vader's face-off comes to a head. And in true Sith fashion, we see a reflection of the rule of two. Master and apprentice locked in an internal struggle. Driven by his rage and the need for revenge, Darth Vader commands his men, "Prepare my ship. I will face him alone."
Prepare my ship. I will face him alone.
Fans of the series will recall that Vader insisted on a one-on-one fight with Obi-Wan again ahead of A New Hope's Death Star battle, where he says, "Escape is not his plan. I must face him alone."
Escape is not his plan. I must face him alone.
Who doesn't love a good grudge match, am I right? Macho Man Darth Vader, baby! Allowing the scriptwriters to copy and paste one more line, Darth Vader asks his former master if he's come to destroy him before their fated showdown. Of course, you guessed it, Kenobi duly responds with, "I will do what I must."
I will do what I must.
This particular line comes from Revenge of the Sith when Obi-Wan realizes he has no choice but to face down his fallen brother.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
A glorious little piece of nostalgia comes when we see a determined Obi-Wan prepare himself to fight in his classic Sarisu first form opening pose, baby. Good lord, the fandom is real. This pose was popularized after its first appearance in Attack of the Clones and continued on in Revenge of the Sith, the Clone Wars animated show, and even Rebels in his showdown with Maul. It's good to see Obi-Wan back in fighting form, and honestly not just leaning on a blaster.
So uncivilized.
If you know anything about Star Wars, you absolutely did not miss this one. After the relentless Darth Vader traps our Jedi hero beneath the pile of moon rocks, Obi-Wan begins flashing back to key moments from his past confrontations with Anakin. Under the crushing weight of his own doubts and guilt, and oh yeah, the rocks, Obi-Wan gains resolve when recalling his former friend's dealings and absolutes. He's out to overcome his own darkness as well as Vader's. That's pretty heavy. Onto a reference that isn't from the first 6 films. In the final moments of Star Wars The Last Jedi, Rey proved her Mary Sue status by lifting a load of rocks to block her party's escape route. And Obi-Wan is here to prove old Luke wrong once again. In a show of overwhelming power, Obi-Wan gains the upper hand on Vader by using Force telekinesis to hurl boulders at him. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed he has it in him. Must be all the blue milk. To ensure that Luke would be safe, most likely from himself at this point, the Alec Guinnessist Ben Kenobi told him that his father was killed by a young Jedi named Darth Vader. But Obi-Wan Kenobi has an Easter egg that fleshes out the reasoning behind this. After their mega duel on an uninhabited moon, Obi-Wan expresses his guilt over Anakin's fate in a rather heartfelt scene. But almost as if to ease his old master's mind, Vader admits that it was he who truly killed Anakin. Finally, he takes responsibility for something.
I am what you made me.
A New Hope features a weird script quirk whereby Obi-Wan Kenobi calls Darth Vader simply Darth, as if that's his actual name. But we all know Darth is a title that a few Sith warriors worth their salt possess. Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, Darth Bane, Darth Joey C, you know how it goes. And you might have heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. In a pointed Easter egg, Obi-Wan drops the equally cold Darth following the conclusion of their battle, signifying the moment he accepts his friend is truly dead and the Dark Lord of the Sith is all that remains.
Only a master of evil, Darth.
Speaking of destined defeats, when Luke removes Vader's helmet after their final showdown, Anakin's exposed face is shown to have large scars across his head and face. Given that the wounds sit in a strikingly similar place to where Obi-Wan slashed the helmet in the finale, it's very likely that the wound came from old Ben himself. The rug that ties the room together, if you will, dude. However, some will argue that the scars were caused by Ahsoka during their duel in Rebels when she inflicted a similar gash in the Dark Lord's heavy crown. Dear Lord, wasn't it bad enough when Ventress gave him that incredibly emo scar over his eye? Leave the man's face alone! A surprise return, but indeed a welcome one. Ian McDiarmid makes his return to the Star Wars world as Emperor Palpatine, appearing via hologram to question his student's obsession with his old master. You better believe that old sorcerer is keeping an eye on his prized muscle. Being led by emotion gives the Sith strength, but makes them hella unpredictable. Plus, it's pretty fun to see Palpatine back on the little screen, probably somewhere far, far away. Gotta wonder how much long-distance charges are.
Do you have any idea what this is gonna do to my credit? Hang on, I got another call.
On the subject of noteworthy holograms, many were wondering how the series would tie in with A New Hope's Leia reaching out to Obi-Wan for help through R2's holoprojector. This connection comes to light when we see a young princess and the Jedi bid a heartfelt goodbye through totally not tear-filled eyes, during which Ben promises to return if Leia ever needs help from a tired old man. In approximately 9 years' time, he will fulfill that promise. But will someone tell me why he looks at least 20 years older? Boy, the life of a Jedi outcast must really put you through the ringer. As we've discussed in previous episodes, music is a huge part of the Star Wars story. Obi-Wan Kenobi makes excellent use of John Williams' classic compositions, including both the Imperial March and the Force theme at key points during the episode. The Imperial March comes shortly after Vader gets off the comms with Palpatine, while the Force theme can be heard both during Obi and Leia's farewell scene and the finale's closing shot. In the final moments of the finale, when we see Obi pack up the cave he calls home, he appears in some fresh Jedi robes that are reminiscent of Marvel's official comic book series, which covers the Jedi's adventures on Tatooine leading up to A New Hope. It's also important to note that both young Leia and Luke's outfits reflect their garbs in the original trilogy. Luke's outfit is nearly identical to what he sports during his moisture farming days, and Leia shows off her famous hair buns, white clothes, and high boots, baby. Space fashion at its finest. After spending an entire series trying to communicate with his fallen Jedi master, Obi-Wan is finally able to see Qui-Gon Jinn materialize on Tatooine. And I gotta say, Liam Neeson looks great. I guess he really did find the path to immortality. It's good to see that the training Yoda had intended for Obi-Wan can finally begin, now that his inner conflict has passed and he's able to commune with those who've become one with the Force, baby. And without further ado, the moment we've all been waiting with bated breath for. After spending countless nights awake thinking about these past 6 weeks, it finally happened. Just before leaving the Lars farm, Obi-Wan offers a grin and a quick "hello there" to young Luke just as we say goodbye to the series. Right from the sneaky drop-in on an unexpected General Grievous to the hood flip reveal of the mysterious Jedi hermit on Tatooine, you definitely had me at hello there, Obi.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you finally made it to the finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi. What did you think of the series? We had a blast doing these videos for you. Did we notice anything that you didn't? If so, let us know in the comments below. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.